Good morning, YouTubers. It is Thursday, November the 21st. I wanted to give you a quick look at my car, this 1998 Mustang GT, which I bought about 4 years ago. When I bought it, it had the cheapest Mako paint job on it, and it is still on there. And it has held up relatively well after I spent probably 30 to 40 hours paint correcting it to make it look as good as possible for that level of paint job. And it did okay for a daily driver. I've been pretty happy with it. It's got some flaws in it, and I'll show you the spot on the trunk here in a minute where it bubbled up and peeled off. After about 3 years, I was able to keep it from doing that for a few years, but I knew it was eventually going to do it, and it did. So I'm going to have the trunk at least repainted. I would love to have the whole car repainted, but my budget just doesn't allow for that right now, and I'm pretty happy with it the way it is. So I'll probably just do the trunk. Haven't decided whether to do it myself or to have it done. But it's been sitting outside for the most part for a couple months now, and at least for a month it hasn't been touched, hasn't been sprayed off, rinsed off, nothing, except last night I did do a quick rinseless wash on the roof just to see how many of the contaminants that all that rain that has been on it I could get off with just that level of cleaning, and got probably 95% of those off. My plan is I'm going to go ahead and strip wash it, decon it. The strip washing, I'll get as much off of a paint as I can. I'll decon it to remove whatever metal contaminants are on there, and I'm sure there are a few, because of it sitting outside and being driven in the rain and sitting in the rain for about a month now. And then I'll probably do a clay bar, just a light, quick clay bar, which you probably shouldn't clay bar your car more than once or twice a year, and only in those spots that need it. You can tell which spots that need it just by putting a plastic sandwich bag over your hand and you rub it across the paint. You'll be able to feel the contaminants in those spots that need clay barring. We've talked about clay barring in other videos. And I'll just do a quick one-step polish, and then I'll paint prep it to remove any protection that one step has left on there, get down to the virgin clear coat, and then I'm going to reapply my DPC shield, a ceramic coating, which is what is on there now. But I'm going to take off what's on there now and refresh it, since it's had so much exposure to the elements. Just, you wouldn't have to really do that, but I'm going to do that, and then I will top that off with the DPC armor, and we'll see how it turns out. But I was just going to show you how nasty it looks. Pretty good still, even considering it hasn't really been taken care of that well in the last couple months because I was so busy with other people's cars. But I'll try to focus in, like on the hood here. You can see there's all kind of nasty stuff, road film, fallout, and everything from being exposed to the elements for weeks and weeks on end now. You can see a lot of stuff on the paint and bonded to the paint. The surface contaminants will just wash right off and come off with the decon, that kind of stuff. But the bonded ones take a little bit more work. You can even see the pine straw. But I won't get to this today because it's supposed to start raining, and I want to finish up my yard work before it starts raining is if I can, before I start on my car. But I'm just going to show you the roof with the optimum no rinse, rinseless wash that I did last night. Turned out pretty darn good considering that's all I did. And I could probably make this car look way, way, way better if I rinseless washed the entire vehicle and then topped it off with something like DPC Armor or some kind of sealant that would behave well with what I've got on there now. You have to be careful when you mix manufacturers about some of the chemicals some of them use are different than the chemicals others use, and sometimes the different chemicals don't play well together. But I wanted to show you it was about 3 years ago or better that I redid all this original trim from 1998 with Solution Finish Trim Restore, and I've kept a protectant on there just whenever I think about it, and it has held up very well. I think it looks way, way, way better than it did when I first got this car. It was turning white and discoloring from waxes and whatever. I did the door handles and the mirrors and all that stuff. Use Optimum tire protectant on the tires, ceramic coating on the wheels, which means that if I took it outside now and just pressure washed it off right quick and then force air dried it, it would look presentable just because of the protectant that's on there. There's a quick look at the trunk, which has got to be repainted. You see that spot there. I also did Solution Finish on these louvers, which weren't bad when I got the car, but that and the protectant I put on here, I think I have 303 protectant on here. I'm not positive, which has been topped with whatever protectant I've been using on the paint. So they've held up rather nicely, but they do need a good cleaning and some re-protectant. But not bad for a car that hasn't been well maintained here over the last couple of months. I'll have to clean the windows again, no big deal there, because I've deep cleaned them and polished them before and kept glass sealant on there so that whatever nastiness, and you see some from the rain and stuff that gets on there, it just pretty much just wipes right off because of the protectant that I have on there. So I'll get started on this later today. If I get done with my yard work, I'll show you right quick when I'm dealing with all these leaves and pine straw. Look at that stack of pine straw over there. I guess I'll haul that into the woods across the street, get rid of as much of that as I can. Well, oh my goodness, but I want to get all that done before it starts raining. Make my yard look halfway presentable. If y'all at all enjoy these videos and want to continue, I will demonstrate when I get started on this car the methods, the equipment, and the products that I'm using and show you the final results. So hopefully, if you are not familiar with the process that you have to go through or that you should go through before applying a ceramic coating, and then how to apply the ceramic coating itself, hit that button on there. I'm not sure if it's the red subscribe button or a big M, but there's a button on the video where you can subscribe to my channel and continue to receive updates on my car and other projects that customers bring me, which I have a few coming in, but they haven't arrived yet. That's okay. I've got a Dodge Viper coming at some point, and some of my regular customers are on what I call a maintenance program, and they're going to be bringing their cars back that I have done previously for maintenance. Particularly with winter coming on, they want to preserve the work that I've done and that they paid dearly for the winter. So they're going to bring their cars in under my maintenance program, which is a huge price break to survive the winter and keep their cars looking good, kind of like mine. So thank you very much, folks. I'll catch y'all later.